guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just going to be taking you through my day on a typical Thursday as a nursing student. So I usually leave home at 6:30 and it takes me about an hour to get to school. So when I get to campus at around 7:40, 7:45, I usually try to get my YouTube stuff done. So the day before, I've made sure that my video for that week is fully edited, and then I get to school and I upload it, or sometimes I upload it while I'm still at home. But in this video, as you can see, I uploaded it on the day. So after I've uploaded it, I need to optimize it. So what optimizing means is creating the thumbnail, which I usually have done by Wednesday, and then I need to make sure that all the pop-ups, all the video suggestions that you guys get are set up, and all the video suggestions at the end of each video is also set up so that you guys get good recommendations and that sort of thing. So guys, please do watch the recommendations. I put my heart and all into providing you with the right recommendations, and if you have watched all the videos from the recommendations, thank you so much for the support. I truly do appreciate it. And then after I've optimized it, I need to make sure that the description is done, attach any links that might be needed for that video or extra information that you might need, and I also attach extra videos for you guys to watch and my contact details should you need to get in touch with me. But the best way would be Instagram or Facebook. And then on this particular day, my skills lab session started at 12 o'clock. So in the morning I got a chance to exercise, so that was from 8 till 9. I love exercise. It just brings me some peace of mind and just to de-stress, and especially when I do it in the morning, I just feel like that day is a bit more productive because exercising is already done. And then after that, I had an online skills lab. So usually we have 2 sessions. So the online one is when we cover the theory, and then the afternoon one is when we do the things practically. So I didn't record the online part for the session. Then after that, we go to skills lab. So on this particular day, we were covering postpartum hemorrhage, and we're also covering neonatal resuscitation, which you can see me doing in this video. I absolutely love it. I think it's so fun, and I don't know, I just feel like I thrive in emergencies. It's a lot of stress and all that, but I've been involved in a few resuscitations as I've been working in the midwifery department, and you know, it's scary but also fulfilling when the baby recovers and that sort of thing. So that's what we were practicing on this particular day. And then after the skills lab session, I will usually go to the computer lab to write down notes from the skill sessions that I had in the morning and in the afternoon, to just bring everything together so that I remember what I actually learned. And then in addition, I was also studying for an upcoming test, which was on hypertensive disorders, which is your high blood pressure or your gestational hypertension. And then what I had also had preeclampsia, eclampsia, and all of that jazz. And then after that, I had a tutor session. I'm tutoring pharmacology students for nursing. So obviously I'm in 3rd year, so I usually tutor 2nd years and sometimes 3rd years that are carrying over the pharmacology module. So it's been quite a busy day for me, like, yeah, it's been crazy. But anyway, so now I'm just gonna finish recording this video. I've got another video that I need to record, you know, life of a content creator and all that jazz. So in this video, we're going to be talking about nursing imposter syndrome and how nursing is toxic, and how I feel that the nursing toxicity and the whole thing of the nurses eating their young leads to the imposter syndrome among the nursing students. So how I came to the conclusion, or to me thinking about this topic, is because of 2 incidences that I had. So the first one is I was working with a certain nursing staff that went really great. They were just making the whole environment really toxic. Like every time I did anything, she'd always complain. Even if I did something right, she'd come, she'd charge, she'd complain, and she would claim that she was doing everything by herself. And then she comes and she checks, oh, we've done the stuff. Does she say thank you, students, for being proactive? No, she just walks away even after she has shouted at us and that sort of thing. So like that whole shift, I think I worked with her for 2 shifts. I was miserable. To be honest, I really was. Like, I love my job. Like, for those that know me, they know I'm very passionate about what I do. And like, during those moments and those shifts, I dreaded going to work, because just like, here we go again. I'm gonna be shouted. Like, you know, like when you work with someone who is negative and pessimistic and just toxic, and they just make life very, very difficult for you, and they just don't feel like being there because you're so scared of being shouted. And like, honestly, I felt miserable, and I had never felt that in my life. I'd never felt like I don't want to go to work today, because I genuinely enjoy going to work. I enjoy interacting with my patients, with the nursing staff, because we are a team. We're meant to like one another in some form. You don't have to be best friends, but we have to tolerate one another in that sort of thing. But at that moment, honestly, like, I just loathed going to work. Like, I hated it, and I was just really, really sad that I had come to that point where I just no longer enjoyed work. And then fast forward, I had a day off. Like, on that day off, actually, like, I was overly exhausted. And like, for me, it was abnormal, because I slept, like, I had my full 8 hours. I think I even had 8.5, 9 hours. Like, I ate well, like, I even exercised, but I just still felt like I have no energy. I don't feel like this anymore. Like, I was just so tired, and I didn't understand it. And then the following day, I went to work. It was a different shift, and these sisters were amazing. Like, you know, those sisters that allow you to do things, like, they allow you to be proactive. If you ask something, they answer you properly, and they're just so loving and nurturing. They explain things to you properly. Like, they don't shout at you. They're like so excited to have you there, and they tell you about their life stories. Like, you know, like when you go to work and you have such an amazing time, and it's just like, I want to do this every day. It was a completely different change mood, and I was just like, damn, like, it was all because of that nursing staff that just didn't want me to, you know, to be a nursing student, that sort of thing. And it was like a complete juxtaposition. And honestly, I came to a conclusion where I was like, you know what, you know, nursing staff being toxic really, really make things very difficult for patients. And I feel like most of them actually lead students to not want to be in the profession, and also to feel some form of depression in some form of another. Because imagine you're working like that every single time that you go to placement, and like, you can be in one placement facility for a period of a month and a half. So imagine having that toxicity every single time that you go to work. Trust me, you just, you know, like, you just feel dead inside. Like, honestly, like, that's how I felt going to work, because I was just like, I really don't want to be doing this anymore. And as a result, it made me now start questioning. I'm like, okay, am I really meant to be a nurse? Like, do I even know how to do anything anymore? Because the things that you think you know, you're doing well because another shift praised you for doing it, and then someone comes and criticizes you. Like, what's the difference between teaching me how to do something when I've done something incorrectly, and overly criticizing me and just thinking I do everything badly? I'm like, okay, well, look at what I've done. Tell me the good parts and the bad parts, and I work with that. But if you're just going to criticize me with everything, it just makes things really horrible. And I feel like that's how most students end up having this whole imposter syndrome of, you know, you feel like you can't do anything, you don't want to try anything because you are scared of being shouted at for doing something incorrectly. You don't want to try anything new because, you know, you're gonna get shouted at. And also, it comes to a point where you no longer trust your judgment as a nursing student, because yes, we are learning, and you know, we're still in the process of experimenting with things, seeing how things work, because, you know, each nursing staff teaches you how to do things differently and that sort of thing. And, you know, you need to discover how you're going to do things for the, you know, benefit of your patient. So as a result, if someone is constantly going to criticize you, you're going to no longer trust yourself. And that is very, very bad to get to that point as a nurse, because as nursing staff, we literally have our patient's life in our hands. And when you're doing midwifery, you've got two lives in your hands, the mom and the baby. So you really don't want to come to a point where you're going to question your judgment about everything, because it's really going to make you an irrational nurse. You're going to make bad decisions, and in an emergency situation, you don't want to be with the person like that. So I'm just like, I'm really urging the nursing staff to just be better at treating nursing students, because I understand it really is frustrating working with students, because half the time we don't know what we're doing. We're constantly asking so many questions and that sort of thing, and as a result, that is why you must teach us. If you're not going to teach us, we are never going to know. And if you're constantly going to criticize us, we are not going to want to know anything, because there are some people that will completely shut off and shut down because they're constantly being picked at. If you constantly pick at someone, they no longer want to be in that environment, and they shut off and they're just over it. So you really do not want to be with a nursing student and you do that to them, because we are still in the learning phase. And if you're going to cause us to shut down in the middle of our training, imagine the detrimental effects and what type of nurse is going to end up graduating after that. And that's why most nursing students actually end up leaving the profession, because they can't deal with that much, toxicity and all of that. So anyway, this was just me coming here to ramble about the horrible nursing shift that I had. And I'm just like, please be very careful. Or if you're in this state of mind where you're questioning whether you still want to be a nurse, or you are worried about you're questioning your own ability as a nursing student, just take a step back and actually evaluate the situation. Is it because of the horrible nursing staff that you had, or is it another issue? Because if it's a nursing staff issue, then I honestly do think you should perhaps move facilities so that you can interact with nursing staff that actually love having you at work. Because trust me, it just makes you you absolutely enjoy going to work, and nursing will be so much fun for you. You'll be excited to go to work if you've got a nursing staff that love you. Honestly, it really does get better. And if it's a nursing staff issue, just breathe, talk to someone about it, and honestly, you need to vent out. That's the only way you're gonna get through it. But we are going to get through it. And honestly, let me just end it off here and say, let's be the better nurses of the future, because I feel like we already have so many horrible nurses, and I really don't want to be adding to that burden. Obviously, not all of them are like that. There's some great nurses, blah, blah, blah. I've spoken about it in my previous video and that sort of thing. But unfortunately, those bad apples really do create the overall environment of where we work. So let us do better when we become sisters one day. Let us be nice to those that are incoming, because we know how it feels right now being in nursing school. So we really don't want to be putting that pressure on someone else, because as a nursing student, you already have so much to deal with other than placement. You really don't want to be dealing with other people's issues and their attitudes and all of that. But anyway, that was just me ranting here, just getting my frustrations out, and I'm sure this is going to help someone out there, because I know we've all been in this situation. We felt all these emotions, and I really just want to encourage you that it does get better and that you're not the only one. I really hope you enjoyed watching this vlog and just seeing how my life is like on a typical school day and that sort of thing. Every day it switches up. Like today I had my skills lab in the afternoon. Usually I have it in the morning. So every week it's one of those things. With nursing, nothing is ever constant. You just gotta move with all the different schedules that you have and all the crazy timetables. But I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Until next week, Friday, 12 p.m. South African time, have an awesome day. Bye guys.